Hello, welcome to Outside Xbox. This is Show of the Week. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike, and this week I brought my legendary stealth skills to bear on Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. Oops, that's a grenade. Sorry, that was me. That has to be a new stealth record.
You know the point of stealth is to maintain it for as long as possible.
What? Since when? My god, you're right. Cautious or surreptitious action or movement. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, you were having so much fun. Well, speaking of which, this week I've also been playing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh, cool. Any good?
Well, yeah, it's got a bit where you fornicate on a unicorn.
Nice.
I mean, it's not the only thing you do. In fact, Geralt's usual response when he encounters a mythical beast isn't to attempt to have sex on it. He's more likely to tear its lungs out and helicopter them around his head. See, the Silver Fox, White Wolf Geralt, is the Witcher of the title. Witchers are magic-imbued monster hunters that are usually the only hope of a terrified community being menaced by a griffin. Like some sort of fantasy Sherlock, it's your job to go off, sniff a bunch of monster poop, track the beast in question, and persuade it to stay mythical. It's a bit like Evolve, only you actually want to play it. Unlike The Witcher 2, The Witcher 3 offers a huge open world 35 times bigger than the more linear previous game. There's still a main quest, yes, but it's also full of colourful characters, deceptively involving side quests and those monster-killing contracts. Your main priority, though, is stopping the titular Wild Hunt, a group of creepy spectral riders who are harbingers of doom and are, for some unknown reason, chasing Geralt's adopted daughter Ciri around. Ciri's a bit of a witcher, having completed some training, but she was kidnapped and then escaped through a magical portal, and has been missing ever since. Honestly, it's way less soap opera than it sounds. Secondary objectives in the branching storyline include chasing your ex-girlfriends Yennefer and Triss around, because they're both somehow tied up in this Wild Hunt thing as well, and presumably helping prevent the entire continent from descending back into the civil war it's just emerged from. No pressure.
Every decision you make will bring devastation.
It all reminds us a lot of Game of Thrones, and not just because Charles Dance, aka Tywin Lannister, is in the voice cast.
My patience has its limits. Do not test them.
The region of Temeria is a convincingly brutal, uncaring place, and other characters aren't just there to make you look good as the hero. They've all got their own motivations that don't necessarily jive with yours, and the region has been well and truly racked by the recent war. There's crime, corruption, and prejudice to be overcome. It's less a living, breathing world, more a dying, gasping one.
See her ears, she-elf.
And while it's a sprawling RPG, easily the most complex in the series, CD Projekt Red promise it will also be a more accessible game this time around. Combat in particular is made more manageable by the inclusion of a wrist-mounted crossbow. Previous Witcher games weren't so keen on ranged weaponry, so you were forced to get stuck in with your swords, but this allows you to back off and pepper enemies from a distance and bring airborne creatures out of the sky. Oh, and also new for The Witcher 3 is realistic beard growth, which is a feature I've had for ages, and one that Mike is hoping will arrive in a series of patches. Because beards? No, forget it. I'm just worried about how the unicorn feels about it.
Maybe he's into it.
It's a pretty irresponsible use of magic though, sex unicorn.
Yeah, and magic bras. What is it with these video game magic types?
As Uncle Ben told Peter Parker right before he went off to fight Macho Man Randy Savage, with great power comes great responsibility. And yet, give most video game characters some magical power and they're instantly using it to conjure up enchanted underwear and whatnot. Consider the frivolous use of magic by these cosmically powerful magic users who definitely need a stern Uncle Ben-style lecture about responsibility.
In front of all these people, you admit to being a pretentious usurper.
How unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests.
Dragon Age Inquisition's Vivienne is a powerful mage of unparalleled political standing in Orlesian high society. So what better use for her magical gifts than freezing people who are rude at parties?
I humbly beg your pardon.
You should.
You couldn't just tip a drink over him, Viv? No? Oh well, at least he'll be okay once they thaw him out. Or not. Well, remind us never to make fun of your hat thingy. Jeez.
Madame! Unlike the Empress, we will not be charmed by your parlor tricks.
You can throw all those out. You see...
In the world of the Elder Scrolls, Daedric princes are as close to gods as makes no difference, teeming as they are with dark Daedric magic.
Have you come to revel in the glory that is the shrine of Sanguine?
So you'd think the life of a Daedric prince would be pretty demanding, yeah, with lots of weighty responsibilities? Apparently not if you're Sanguine, the Daedric prince of hedonism who uses his power to take human form, hang out in Skyrim bars and challenge people to drinking contests.
A few drinks, a few laughs, and a contest. What could be better?
Or remember the time in Oblivion where he gifts you with a magic spell that whips off everyone's clothes at a dinner party. Don't you have anything better to do, Sanguine?
I haven't been so entertained in at least 100 years.
Being a witch in the magical Sims 3 Supernatural expansion makes you a master of arcane elixirs. So why then, with all this power at your witchy cauldron-stirring fingertips, are you turning perfectly good rocks into frogs? That's not useful. Or cloning a bikini girl so your vampire mate's got a spare to eat? Better yet, why are you turning this hard-working beekeeper, who we need for making honey, by the way, into a useless zombie? He's only going to create a zombie army and wreck up your fancy Sims house. Well, alright, now that is practical magic, but you can do better than that, like, hey, skeleton servants, nailed it. Shang Tsung is a powerful evil sorcerer in the Mortal Kombat universe who must consume the souls of his enemies to survive. This has the bonus effect of letting him shapeshift into the form of any of the other fighters from the tournament. He mostly uses this power for trolling, turning into obscure game characters from the 80s, and transforming into a clown for some reason. Oh well, he seems to be enjoying himself at least.
Nothing. Damn.
So you're magically invisible to non-magical mortals, Bayonetta. That's no excuse for doodling with lipstick on their poor non-magic faces like they're passed out at a party.
Most curious, isn't it, Cheshire?
All that said, I think we can make exceptions for magical beings using their powers in irresponsible ways if they're as insanely awesome as this, or magic catsuits made of your own hair.
Time to go boom!
In your face, Uncle Ben.
Now it's time to see what you've written in the comments and inscribed inside cursed music boxes.
I'm not falling for that again. You open it yourself.
My keys are in there.
First up, your comments on last week's show about Wolfenstein The Old Blood, and this reaction video to Andy's reaction video to the Deus Ex developers' reaction video to their reaction videos. And then I saw Andy had done a reaction video to the reaction video to the reaction videos, and I thought, is that too many layers of reaction? And then I thought, no.
DECV thinks we haven't heard the words reaction video enough today and says, "Yo dog, I heard you like reaction videos, so I'll make a reaction video of your reaction video, so you can do a reaction video while you watch a reaction video of a reaction video's reaction video."
Those words have literally lost all meaning. Kat Taylor, meanwhile, is feeling a bit guilty and says, "Oh man, I was so excited to have you guys talk about one of my comments, but now I feel partly responsible for Mike going to jail. What's the bail for a pun crime?"
That's okay, Kat. Mike was spared jail time. He's just banned from using any words that have two meanings.
That's right.
Mike.
I mean, correct. Sorry.
Meanwhile, No Birth No Death asks, has anyone else felt that Mike looks like an Andy and vice versa? A legal name swap would result in less confusion and more subscribers. Jane looks quite Jane though, good job. Yeah, geez guys, make a little effort, yeah?
Ugh, fine. Next up, your comments on this video about the trolliest Xbox achievements that ever trolled. For the Mortal Kombat X achievement called Trolling, you have to beat your opponent, and then instead of giving them the spectacular send-off they deserve, you have to duck 30 times before they die of being annoyed at you.
Lots of good suggestions from you guys, including Andrew Roth, who says, how about Bioshock Infinite's Clash in the Clouds DLC, the Rope-a-Dope achievement? Knock an enemy off the side of Columbia with the undertow vigor, then rescue them with undertow, then push them off again, so basically turn an enemy unit into a human yo-yo.
Psych! The Flash, meanwhile, has been playing Injustice, Gods Among Us, well, I suppose he is in it, and says, "I was playing as Green Arrow with my friend. He thought we were playing a friendly, no BS match. He was wrong. There's a 10G achievement that only Green Arrow can complete. It involves winning the game with only shooting arrows. It's never ending, and my friend never talked to me again. Worth it!"
Here it comes. Say cheese. Green Arrow wins.
Do you think the other player, Flash's friend in this story, was actually the Green Arrow?
Almost certainly. Gimpin by Pants, meanwhile, submits, Team Fortress 2 has 2 achievements that are opposites of each other, so you can be the troll or the one that gets trolled. One is called Conga Line, which has the player join a conga with friendly and enemy players. But then there's Party Crasher, which makes the player have to kill 3 enemy players who are doing the conga. I did it once just for the achievement and I felt like crying. Thanks, Valve. Next, your comments on the thrilling climax of our GTA Online heist on Humane Labs. Mike's apartment, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, Mike! That's
Mike?
one of our lives.
That's one of our team lives, Mike. What are you doing?
Toecat Storm says, I like how neither of the 2 lives were lost because of being shot or anything like that. No, one was because you crashed the car getting to the heist, and one because Andy forgot he couldn't breathe underwater. This is why I love you guys.
But as Will L points out, you don't need to read the plan when you have this thing called total situational awareness.
What if I drown, Andy?
Oh, we've got to equip rebreathers, Jane. We've got to
Oh no,
equip
how do I do
rebreathers.
that?
Oh no, I drowned. I thought I'd equipped my rebreather. Total situational awareness.
Lastly, MK Ultra 95, or possibly the CIA, writes, I feel like Mike was somewhat unimpressed with the difficulty they had in opening a door. Probably wasn't supposed to be the tricky part of the mission. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Nice.
That was the trickiest part of this entire heist.
That's because you're not up here trying to not be blown up by helicopters, James.
Honestly, it happens one time and I never hear the end of it. I'm off back to the studio.
Alright. Now you have to push the door handle down. The other down. Oh, you're paying for that.
That's it for this week, but if you enjoyed it, give it a like.
I owe a lot of likes to some very bad people. Please help me.
Okay, see you next week. All right, so I'm Mike now, you're Andy, but Jane gets to still be Jane.
Well, that's ideal. You're going to want to get out of here, though. There are some guys downstairs who want to speak to Mike. I wasn't kidding about that likes thing.
What?
Good luck.